Okay, sit yourself onto your lift and come into a good cross-legged position. Have a little wiggle about, make sure that you're feeling even. And hold onto your knees, lift up into the chest. Drawing your shoulders consciously down away from your ears. Just look at something that doesn't move. Just keep your eyes still in the sockets. Focusing on long, slow, deep, deliberate inhalations and exhalations. Release your knees, bring your hands into Namaste, press the palms firmly together. Lengthen from your armpits into your elbows, elbows into the heels of the hands into the fingertips. And with an exhalation, allow your eyes to gently close. Focus on long, slow, deep, deliberate inhalations and exhalations. Feel that as you fill your lungs, that you fill them evenly from the bottom to the top. That you empty your lungs evenly from the top to the bottom. Observe as you sit that you are balanced on both seat bones evenly. And feel that you continuously elevate the heart area up to the ceiling. With an exhalation, bring your chin down to meet your chest, lifting your chest to the chin. Spend a moment to seek to generate a genuine, heartfelt sense of gratitude for something or someone or somewhere. Hold on to that feeling of abundance in the heart area. And then release the backs of your hands down to your knees, palms facing upwards. Bring the tip of the index finger together with the tip of the thumb. Gesture of wisdom, physical intelligence and peacefulness that we can carry into our practice as an intention. And then raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to come back. Hold onto your knees, lift up into the chest, just again observing the balance of the seat bones, adjusting the seat bones if necessary. Take a deep inhalation and then turn to the right side, drawing your abdomen across. Drawing your abdomen across and your ribs across. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Using your out breath to intensify the turn. working to observe resistance, to observe freedom, and to divide your attention between the two. So if there's resistance in one part of the body, observe and respect that. But acknowledge in other areas of the body there maybe feels like there is freedom within the body. Come back to the centre, hold onto your knees, lift up into the chest, elevating the heart area upwards, and then turn to the left. So the same division of observation. Between the resistance and the freedom. Come back to the centre. Come off your lift and let's go straight into Adho Mukha Virasana, sitting back on your heels, big toes together, knees apart, and then stretch forwards, keeping your seat bones down on your heels. Stretching into Adho Mukha Virasana, keeping the seat bones connected to the heels, and bring the forehead down. Observe where there is resistance, observe where there is freedom. Welcome the resistance, welcome the freedom, and keep your focus balanced across the two. There may be more than one area of resistance. Just listen and observe and activate accordingly. Those areas of freedom you can activate more deeply. So freedom or non-resistance, the same thing. So working with the resistance and the non-resistance. Try and make the breath non-resistant. Non-resistant inhalations brings more energy into the physical body. Come up onto your knees, turn your toes under, come up into dog down. Activate your legs by tightening the kneecaps, hitting the fronts of the thighs into the backs of the thighs, turning the fronts of the thighs inwards. Activate your hands into the floor, pushing into the floor. Observe your balance of action and work to address it if there are imbalances that you perceive. So observe one leg, how that's working, observe the other leg, how it's working, observe which is the most willing leg. It's not always the leg that you consider first. Identify which of the legs is working more evenly, or more willingly rather, and then get the other leg to follow suit. Same with the arms, same with the spine, same with the torso. So look for that internal balance of action. Step your feet forward, come up into a standing position, get a couple of blocks for your hands for half uttanasana. Have your feet as wide apart as your mat. Have your toes in line with each other in front of you. Have your hands on your hips and have the outer edge of the feet touching the edge of the mat. Feel that the outer edge of the feet are touching the edge of the mat. Lift up into the heart area, activate your legs, and then come forward, hinge in at the hips, and then reach down, bring the blocks underneath your shoulders, beyond fingertips. Go back to that internal balance of action, tightening the kneecaps, lifting the fronts of the thighs up to the top of the leg, turning the fronts of the thighs inwards so that the backs of the thighs broaden outwards. Projecting the chin and the chest forwards. Observe that balance between resistance and freedom, resistance and non-resistance. Observe your internal balance of action and address it. So when I say the internal balance of action, I mean one leg working more willingly than the other. Try and work them evenly. If you can go down lower, then do. But never at the expense of losing extension. If you find the floor and your knees bend like this and you round your back and you've gone down too low, the pose is no longer effective. The legs need to stay straight. You need to extend the spine forwards, drawing the shoulder blade region in towards the front chest. Hit your legs back so that your weight is in your heels. If those things aren't possible, go back onto a higher lift. So just because you can do it on other days doesn't mean you can do it today. So sometimes you just need to read the body. Read the body, not the ego. Follow the intellectual body, the back brain, rather than the ego, the mental body, the front brain. The front brain always wants to do the best pose. And that's good, of course, but is the body connected and ready for that? Just spend some time on your internal balance of action. Bring your hands into your hips. Bend your knees on the way up if you need to, and come up into a standing position. Come up into Tadasana. So just spend some time in Tadasana. Have the inner edge of the feet together, tighten the kneecaps, turn the fronts of the thighs inwards, so that you feel the backs of the thighs broaden outwards. Tuck the tailbone in, lift the abdomen to the diaphragm, to the collarbone, shoulders down away from your ears. Just spend a little time in Tadasana, just to observe it, observe how your energy feels within the pose, whether your energy feels evenly distributed, whether your attention is evenly distributed, whether the action is evenly distributed. Often in standing poses it becomes very leg centric and we lose the rest of the body. So just observe within your own pose, within your own Tadasana. Feel where it feels typical, where it doesn't. What feels resistant, what feels non-resistant or free. Bring your arms out nice and wide, really Really spread the fingers, spread the palms so that the palm skin stretches. Bend your elbows in towards the chest and then step or jump the feet nice and wide. Turn the left toes in, the right leg and foot all the way out. And then straighten the legs, tighten the kneecaps, turn the fronts of the legs and then reach down, find the shin. Turn the fronts of the legs from the big toe side to the little toe side, especially over that front leg. Squeeze the front leg buttock bone in. Draw the abdomen away from the floor and up towards the ceiling. Look up if you can. Reach up into that top arm rather than collapsing down into the bottom arm. Just look down as your head over your foot. If it's not, then lift the chest a little more, squeeze the front leg buttock bone in a little more. Push the back leg towards the wall behind you. And then look up again. Reach up with the top hand, come back to the centre, swap the feet around, turn the right toes in, left leg and foot all the way out. And come over onto the other side. Just activate the body evenly. Activate the body on this side as you did on the other. So turning the legs from the fronts of the thighs, turning them from the big toe to the little toe side. Drawing the abdomen up to the ceiling. Squeezing the front leg buttock bone forwards, hitting the back leg towards the wall behind you. So have a quick look down as your head over your foot. If it's not, then make adjustments in the chest, lifting the chest, squeezing the front leg buttock bone forward. And then come back to the centre. Bring the feet parallel and then step or jump your feet back together, come back into Tadasana. Just again observing your evenness of action within Tadasana. When you come back into Tadasana, do you come back into the pose with lifting the legs, lifting the chest, lengthening in the arms. Stretch your arms forwards, interlock the fingers, turn the palms all the way out, and then raise your arms over your head. Baddangulyasana. Feel that the direction of the pose is upwards. From the feet into the shins, turning the fronts of the shins inwards. From the shins into the knees, lifting the kneecaps up towards the back of the knee and up towards the thighs, lifting the thighs up into the hips, turning the fronts of the thighs inwards. So that you feel the backs of the legs broaden outwards. Tuck the tailbone in, lift the abdomen to the diaphragm, the heart area to the ceiling, the shoulders away from the ears. Release your arms, just swap the interlock of the fingers, turn the palms all the way out and then raise your arms up and over your head. Again, just observing that internal upward action from the feet to the hands. It's not just internal actions, it's turns alignments. Doing the same as you did on the other side. Feeling that the direction of the pose is upwards. And then gently release your arms, stretch your arms down to the floor, lift up into the chest. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, feeling the energy in the arms. Spread the toes of the left foot, lift your shorts a little if you can, so that you can bring the foot up onto skin if you can. Spread the toes of the left foot, keep that left leg straight, and then bring the foot all the way up into the thigh, into the inner thigh. Suck the outer thigh into the foot into the thigh. Lift up into the chest, just stretch your arms downwards to start off with, so that you get that feeling of internal lift. And then stretch your arms up, and then palms facing each other, urdhva hastasana arms. Keep that standing leg firm in padottanasana. Lengthen from the bent leg, hip into the bent knee. Push the foot into the thigh into the foot. You can use a wall or just something nearby to help you to balance. So vrksasana, the tree pose. Release your arms, release the leg, come back into Tadasana. Just come back into Tadasana. Just spreading the toes, lifting up into the chest. Tightening the kneecaps, lift the shorts on your right leg. And then keeping that right leg firm in Tadasana. Bring the left foot up into the inner thigh, and then activate that standing leg in Tadasana. Feel that it is firm. Lift up into the chest, stretching your arms down, stretching the shoulders away from your ears, and then raise your arms over your head, palms facing each other. I have to make a slight variation to that just because of the lack of ceiling height. But urdhva hastasana arms wide are really the most effective way to raise your arms at first. Keep that standing leg firmly in Tadasana. Feel that you grow from the foot up into the leg, into the hips, lengthening from that bent leg, hip into the bent knee, reaching from the torso into the armpits, into the arms. Direction of the pose being upwards. Soften the jaw and the tongue, soften the breath. Release your arms, release the leg, and back into Tadasana. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to breath. Stretch your arms forwards. Turn the palms all the way out, and then like you're doing the breaststroke, stretch your arms behind you. But rotate the upper arms in the sockets as you go, so even if it makes you drop your chest, bring your fingertips together behind your back, and then walk your hands up towards your neck. So at first, your hands are likely to be like this, where the heels of the hands are apart. So wing the elbows back, consciously lengthen from the shoulders into the elbows, and then squeeze the elbows in towards the heels of the hands. Bring the finger knuckles together. From there, step or jump your feet wide. Try and bring your heels on the back edge of the mat. Turn your toes inwards, so nice and wide with the legs. Lift the chest, broadening the elbows towards the back of the room. So we're going to do prasarita padottanasana 2. If it feels too strong to do this with your hands behind your back, then you just release the arms and stretch the arms down to the floor. Otherwise, hinge at the hips, come halfway. So if that feels like it's your limit, then let go of the arms and then reach down to the floor. If you can't reach the floor, then put blocks underneath your hands. Otherwise, keep coming forwards, keep the spine long, keep the spine extended, hinging entirely at the hips. And then bringing the head down. You might have to, I'm just going to step a little bit wider apart. I don't think I was wide enough. So you're not bringing your head, your weight, the weight of your body into your head. You're hitting the legs back firmly. You're tightening those kneecaps. You're turning the fronts of the thighs inwards, the backs of the thighs outwards, lifting the seat bones. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. And then release your arms, just come back into the halfway point, the first stage of the pose. Just feel the energy in your arms. Projecting the chin and the chest forwards, keeping the head lifted, driving the chin and the chest forward. So Christine, drive the chin away from the chest. If you can, really extending into the spine, lifting the head, looking forwards. Can you see in front of you, or are you looking at the floor? Okay, bring the palms of your hands down, bend your knees, and then step or jump your feet back together. Come back into Tadasana. Just feel the energy that you have released. Just listen to the sound of the inhalation, the sound of the exhalation. And then raise your arms up into hastasana. So I'm just turning just to give myself space in the arms to maximise my ceiling height, but just raise your arms up parallel to each other. Turning the fronts of the thighs inwards, the backs of the thighs outwards, tucking the tailbone in, drawing the abdomen to the spine, drawing the lower ribs to the spine. Lift your toes to sharpen the action of your legs. And then gently release. Just come down onto your knees and push yourself up into dog down. Have your hands shoulder width this time. Have your feet hip step back a little, have your feet hip width apart. And then come up into svanasana. Just feeling you lift the shins out of the ankles, the knees away from the shins, the thighs up into the hips. Turning the fronts of the thighs inwards, rotating the backs of the thighs outwards. Listen to the breath. Just work on your internal balance of action. And then sit back on your heels. Just observe the energy that you have released through your practice. That deep, intense energy that we release through our extensions. And then come forwards, hinging entirely at the hips, stretching your arms forwards, keeping the seat bones down on the heels. And then come back into Adho Mukha Virasana, pressing the palms deeply into the floor. Keeping your arms really activated so that you can lengthen away from the hands, press them into the floor. Lengthen away from the hands, lengthen the wrists away, the elbows, the armpits, the hips. Just gently press the forehead into the floor. Just feel the groundedness of the forehead on the floor. Press the forehead into the ground really quite firmly so that you can quieten the frontal lobes of the brain. Okay, bring your hands underneath your shoulders, push yourself up into a seated position. Just observing your energy. Just listening to the sound of the inhalation and the exhalation. Okay, sit yourself on a couple of blocks and stretch your legs out. Have a belt handy where you can reach it. Have your folded blanket also where you can reach it. So just stretch yourself, stretch your legs away and just roll the buttock flesh out to the side. Sitting just on the front edge of the seat bones. Rolling onto the front edge of the seat bones, extending from the hip into the heel, extending the backs of the legs, extending them from the hips into the heels, turning the fronts of the legs inwards so that the backs of the legs broaden outwards, tightening your knees, lifting up into the chest. Just breathing, even deep inhalations and exhalations. And then I want you to bring your legs apart a little. And then you're going to get the hand into the back of the right knee, pointing the toes, and then bring that heel underneath the back of the thigh. So the knees are still in line with each other here, but you can see the outside of the kind of top end of the foot poking out from underneath the thigh. Just readjust the seat bones. And lift up into the chest again. And then get the hand into the back of the left knee. And then bring that left knee into virasana. Bringing the shin into the instep of the other foot. And then again, bringing these knees in line with each other in front of you. So it's not out like this. The knees in front of you are kind of in line with each other. So at this stage, the pose probably doesn't quite feel level. The left seat bone maybe feels a little higher off the floor than the right seat bone. So get your folded blanket and just perch the right seat bone up on the blanket so that there's a better chance that the hips will feel level. That's really important in this pose, levelness of the hips. So just prop that right buttock bone up. The left buttock bone might be just kind of almost floating in the air, but as long as the hips are level, that's fine. Lift up into the chest. So bharavvajasana 1. Stretch the left arm up towards the ceiling. Turn to the right. Bring the back hand firmly into the floor or into the blocks that you're sitting on. And then bring that left hand down and across to the outside of the right thigh. So it crosses the body. Digging that back hand firmly into the floor so that you stay on the front edge of the seat bones, that you stay level at the seat bones. That the seat bones feel like they are level. And then use the out breath to turn. So bharavvajasana 1. And then gently come back to the centre and then stretch your legs out in front. So at this stage you're going to feel a bit uneven, so just move the lift from underneath you and then come back into baddangulyasana. So there are a couple of other variations to bharavvajasana 1, but we're not going to do those today. We're just doing that basic stage. Just feel that you can reactivate the legs. Bring in the body back into dandasana. So tighten the kneecaps, turn the fronts of the legs inwards. Feel the backs of the thighs broadening outwards. Sit on the front edge of the seat bones, lifting up into the heart area. And then bring the legs apart. Get hold of the back of the left knee. And then bring so stretch the right foot out just in front of you. And then bring the left heel underneath the thigh, underneath the back of the thigh, so the toes are pointing out on the outside of the thigh. And again, the knees at this stage are still in line with each other. And then get hold of the right knee, bend that right knee, and then bring that right shin into the instep of the left foot. So you're doing virasana. And then at this stage, just prop up that left seat bone with the folded blanket so that the hips have got a chance of feeling level. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Just find your levelness of the hips. And then raise up with the right arm, stretch behind you with the left, dig that left hand into the floor, turn the abdomen, and then bring your right hand onto the outside of the left thigh. And turn. Feel that the seat bones remain level and extend the spine up to the ceiling, away from the hips. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Just turning the spine to release your energy. So feel that it's quite easy to roll over to that right side, making the right seat bone feel very heavy. So make sure that the torso is between the two hips as you turn. And then gently come back to the centre, just move the lift and then stretch your legs out in front. Just come into baddangulyasana for a moment. Lifting up into the chest, activating the legs like you're still in tadasana. And then come off your lift and then come down into supta baddangulyasana. Come down onto the floor into supta baddangulyasana. Get hold of the shins. Have them as close to the seat bones as you can. Press the heels together. Let the knees fall apart. Spend a few moments just observing the pose. Just let the pose be relatively passive at this stage. Just feel if there is an innate balance or imbalance in the pose, and then to address any imbalance, and consciously push the heels together, push the outer edge of the feet together, so that you create compactness in the hips. Of course, put blocks under the thighs if there's stiffness in your hips. Press the feet together actively so that you can bring internal balance of action, a sensation of internal evenness, of relaxation as much as activation. So while we're activating the legs, do the hips feel level on the floor, or does it feel like there is an imbalance? So if there was an imbalance, then work to address it. And then just let the legs fall apart. Just observe how the pose feels. Does it feel more level in the hips, more even? And then bring your knees together. Have your knees together and your feet apart for a moment, just resting out the hips in the opposite direction. And then bring the feet close to the seat bones. We're going to use a block in the back for setubandha. So you're going to lift the seat bones off the floor, keeping the feet flat on the floor at this stage. Then gather the shoulder blades together, come right onto the tops of the shoulders. And then you might have to come onto the tiptoes a little. Bring the block into the sacrum area of the back, into the sacrum and the tailbone region. And then hold onto the edges of the mat. So you might just want to stay with your knees bent. And if that feels better for your back, then that's absolutely fine. Otherwise, just stretch one leg out. Just see how that feels for the back. Bring it back. Stretch the other leg out. See how your back responds to that. Bring it back. If it felt okay in your back, then just slide both heels along the floor and straighten the legs. Turning the fronts of the thighs inwards, the backs of the thighs outwards, keeping the kneecaps tightened. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. So we're not going to stay very long, just stretching ourselves out in setubandha. And then walk the feet back to the block and lift your seat bones off the block, even if you have to come up onto the tiptoes to do it. And then adjust the shoulders, drive yourself back down onto the floor. And then pull your knees in towards your chest. Have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom, just easing out any tensions in your back. And then when you're ready, if you've got a bolster handy, put that get that so that it goes underneath your knees. So just sit yourself up for a second, have the bolster from underneath your knees, and then guide yourself down along the floor in a really good straight line. Have a folded blanket for underneath your head, and then just allow the body to release into the floor. Just let the physical body become heavy on the ground. Let go of the muscles of the arms and the legs, unhook them from the bones. Let the physical body completely release into the ground, feeling the energy that naturally radiates from the bones and into the muscles and into the organs. Into the flesh and the skin. Letting the body relax into the ground. Just basking in that feeling of energetic lightness, filling the body evenly with that lightness, using the breath to distribute it. introducing that positive energy into the brain. Okay, when you're ready, just gently wriggle your toes, wriggle your fingers. Bend your knees, bring your knees into the chest, cover a little rock from side to side, and then roll onto your right side. Just straighten the top leg, come back up into seated position. Just final cross legs with your hands in Namaste, a final spinal lift. Drawing your breath in through your nose down into the abdomen. Be conscious of the energy that you have released through your practice this morning, that good, positive, healthy flow of clean energy that the extensions and the forward bends, the twists and the inversions bring to the body and to the mind. And then draw the chin forwards and down to make contact with the chest. Be conscious of the energy that you have released through your practice this morning, that good, positive, healthy flow of clean energy that the extensions and the forward bends and the twists and the inversions bring to the body and to the mind. And then send some of that positive energy out into the world. And then gently release the backs of your hands down toward your knees, palms facing upwards. And as you raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and focus to softly come back. Thank you very much. So hopefully you feel as though you really lifted your energy, giving yourself lots of good, positive energy to put into your day. So thank you very much for joining.